Morning, guys. Morning, Zeems. Morning, Troy. How are we all doing? Welcome. Sorry, I'm just sorting some stuff out. I just need to share this link on Instagram as well, guys, before we get started. I'm great, thank you, Zeems. I'm great, thanks. Got a bit of a late start to the morning, so was rushing to get everything sorted. Hope we're all doing well though, guys. Sorry about this. Just gonna share this link and then can get started, start breaking down a few things, see what we can find for the day. Johan, GG, I'm great, thank you. Yourself, how are you doing? Okay, now to just trying to find the link, boys. It's cool, you know? Yeah. Hopefully we find some trades here. I haven't really looked at the charts much. Sorry, guys. Should have done this long ago. Stanley, how are you doing? Tired, Troy. Troy, where are you from, by the way? Because it always seems to be late when we're trading in the morning. Okay, all that sorted. Can get into breaking down some charts, guys. Make some pips, then back to bed. London open at 3 a.m. You must be from... Oh, you US. Okay. Okay, guys, let's get into GJ first. Gonna obviously do a top-down analysis and see what we're looking at. So it looks like we're coming up to break the previous weekly high, which is pretty significant. As we always talk about, weekly highs and weekly lows are really strong levels. You can see at the beginning of the week we broke the previous weekly low, but then we just kind of continue that bullish market structure. And now we're about to break the weekly high, especially after making that bottom wick and pushing so far. Look at the strength of this weekly body. There's a good chance that we're going to continue bullish unless we get to a really strong rejection area, which we may have on the daily. We obviously have this wick to worry about a little bit. We also haven't formed much of a bottom daily wick, but we are coming up to break the previous daily high, which is also quite significant. As you guys know, we look at yesterday's daily candle, and that obviously closed very strong bullish, also above all these other candles, indicating that there's a good chance of this bullish continuation. Maybe we can correct most of this move down and make our way back up to these sorts of levels. If we look at structure wise, again, still bullish on the daily. Chat about it all the time. We're only going to flip below this area over here, so a very long way to go. If we are going to flip bearish on the weekly, of course we are bullish in market structure, so it's at the moment 2v0. If we go to the 4 hour, yesterday we flipped 4 hour structure bullish. So this was originally this was our high point which created it. We broke that, created this low. This became the area which structure was going to flip bullish, and as you can see, we closed above there. So now we have a new high. We'll only flip bearish below this area down here because this is the low which created the high. So we are bullish on the 4 hour as well, so that's a 4v0. You can see yesterday when close to yesterday's daily close, we closed on this 4 hour resistance level, but it seems like we're coming up to break that resistance level. So obviously we can mark that out just as a... Okay, if it would let me choose the correct tool. Just as a visual representation, we have all these clean candles to trade into over here, guys, on the 4 hour. So this trading range is looking really nice. Buys are looking good for today, to be honest, I'm thinking. So we also on the 1 hour have formed this sort of 1 hour range. You can see that here, just ranging at the moment within this area. And we are making a little bit of a push at the moment. So this could be, you know, that catalyst candle that we always talk about, that pre-London candle, which pushes strong bullish or in the direction that we're basically going to continue for either the rest of the day or for at least London. So if we get this nice candle close above this range level, there's a really nice chance that we can continue bullish. If I'm looking left, we obviously do have this area of rejection over here, this resistance level. So what we can do with that is obviously adjust our zone up a little bit and then we would basically want the candle close above that level, because if we get that candle close above this level as opposed to this level, if we close above this level and then continue up, we're going to have some problems at this 152.673 area, because we have a resistance level right there. Whereas if we break above that level, as you can see, clean candles all the way to the left. So that's going to be a lot better to look for buys above that level. And sells, I'm not interested at all. We're so bullish in market structure that any sells, taking any sells is just going to be counter trend. So I understand for people who do like to take counter trend trades, but it's not my style at all. You guys know that. So yeah, I'll be looking for, we can drop down to the 30 minutes as well. We do know structure is bullish on the 30 minute. This is our high over here. Point which created the high was this level, so we'll only be bearish below this level. So very, very bullish. I will also obviously go look left here. So yeah, you can see we have a resistance level up here. So this is where we can kind of target if we break above our current resistance level. So we would just mark that out with a ray or a line and mark that in white, so that we know once we break this resistance level, this is the next resistance level that was previously formed above this, our marked out resistance level. Clean candles to the left. Now we just need the candle confirmations. We have structure on our side. We have the clean candles. Now we need the candle confirmations. So that's going to be something like a break above, you know, along those lines. A break and close above 152.673. That'll be a really nice, you know, indicator that we're going to continue. If we just push, which it looks like we are doing at the moment, we could just go. We still have another 23 minutes left on this candle. Yeah, I see this wick over here. What I'm hoping for is that London volume is just going to push us through this. Is it this wick or this area? So it's this wick over here. I see that wick. What I'm obviously expecting is for the volume at London Open to just, if we get a candle close above this level, it's our highest closing candle, and that we're just going to be able to break through this. That's what I'm hoping for. Seen it a lot over the past few days. That's kind of why I'm just playing with my zones like this, as opposed to putting it right at the top over here. You can see now just by this price line over here that we are kind of breaking above this level. So we might just get this strong push now, and then that could be the move done. I'm not taking the impulse entry. I do understand why it does make sense. You look on the 4 hour, we're breaking 4 hour resistance. Yeah, it could just go. We know how GJ moves and how it's been moving recently. Look at yesterday, an amazing day. Yesterday, like a lot of entries, clean entries, safe entries. So yeah, GJ, I'm looking for buys above 152.687. No bottom wick. Yeah, like I said, if you're taking the impulse entries at this level or the break above the range level, your stop loss obviously going to be have to be below the current candle, and then you're just expecting price to go. You're not expecting the retest and then to go. That's the whole thing behind an impulse entry. So GJ, we have our 4v0 bullish market structure. And then obviously I'm only looking for buys with this, and I'm looking for buys above this level over here at the 152.687 level. Obviously I know that it has moved quite a lot already, so it's broken through this. The candle has also just opened though. That's what you need to take into consideration here. So this candle has another 20 minutes. Want to wait for a retest and close above that level? Yeah, so waiting for the candle close above this 152.687 level. Sorry, let me put potential buys here. We could spell. That'd be great. Okay, so potential buys above that level. We can obviously maybe be expecting the candle close and then for us to push during London Open, but if we're pushing this far already and the candle's just open, we need the candle to basically play around in this area for the rest of the candle and then continue bullish. Otherwise, what's going to end up happening is we're going to get the candle closing up here, and that's half of our trading range finished. And then finding an entry is going to be a lot tougher because then you're going to get a candle that starts doing this. How's it, Ansand? Where's Alessandro with this chart? I don't know. I haven't seen Alessandro in a while, to be honest. There are 2 charts here on Telegram. I see. Let me get them out. So we have a... What do we have here? We have this gold chart from Zeems. How's it, Alan? How are you doing? He's on holiday. I don't know, maybe he mentioned in the group that he's going on holiday. Okay, so ZMCR potential buys above that level. I also agree with that. I think that the 1808 level to retest the highs, which we made quite a while back, is going to be very likely, especially now because of our bullish. I've been saying, guys, this whole week we are actually bullish in market structure on gold. It's just the only thing that was happening is we made such a strong push towards the end of last week that we kind of needed this micro trending pullback, and now we've continued bullish. Yesterday we had a very bullish day on gold. Again, quite a few entries. Gold did also fake a few people out. So you just got to be careful with gold. But yeah, I obviously think that these are very risky sells below this level, which I'm glad you've marked out as potentially risky sells because it's counter trend. As you can see, we have a 4v0 buyers market. So no need to really be looking for sells. The buys should come unless we start getting some structural flips on maybe the 1 hour, things like that. So that's chart number 1. Then we also got a GJ chart here, which is the potential buys above 152.737. So I obviously have it a little bit lower, 152.687. You can see again, guys, the dangers of the impulse. If you're planning on taking this impulse, you can see how we've just retraced. Rather wait for the candle close above this level, the next candle to wick down, and then continue bullish. We have the bullish market structure on our side. Now let's just wait for the candle confirmations. Just be patient. We have London Open coming up in 17.5 minutes. So yeah, I'm looking for buys a little bit sooner than this level. But I do understand if you're playing it safely, take into consideration the top of that wick, which is going to be this over, if we go back, it's going to be this wick over here. And then, yeah, I do understand. But I'm just waiting for a candle close above this 152.687 level, guys, and then hopefully a bullish continuation. Buys basically back up to, I think we can definitely get to 153 today. That's what I'll be looking at if we're going to continue bullish. Otherwise, we could start ranging. We had a very bullish day yesterday. And as you can see here, 4v0 bullish market structure. Meaning there's a lot more buyers presence in the market than there is sellers presence. And we always take that into consideration, remember, guys? So yeah, thank you for those charts. 2 very nice charts here coming from the Telegram. Please do remember to leave a like on the stream, guys, if you haven't already. News-wise, we got some dollar news coming up at 3:30 today. That is probably going to be similar to yesterday's dollar news. You know, nothing really that's going to flip structure or anything like that. It's not very high impact news. So we're basically just going to maybe see a little change in how price is moving and then the overall continuation of the trend. That's what I'll kind of be expecting out of this news from gold or for the dollar. And then we got the unemployment claims. You can check all the numbers that they're expecting here. Just check it out on Forex Factory. Otherwise, how this candle's closing right now on the 1 hour candle, the 30-minute looks really nice. Like I said, we needed to play around in this area. We don't want it pushing too far bullish. Otherwise, that's basically going to be our trading opportunity gone. And if what ends up happening is we end up pulling back into this range and then keep on ranging until New York. New York's probably going to provide us with some really good opportunities. You guys know how it works now with the ranging during a session often leads to the next session being, you know, more high volume, things like that. But this is London Open, and it gives pound pairs a lot of volume. So that's what we're waiting for. If you guys have any charts or anything, please do send them through. Want me to check out any pairs for you guys as well. Let's also break down gold while we wait for that. We're going to start on the weekly. You can see the current weekly candle has, yesterday it flipped bullish and made quite a strong bullish push. So we bullish the market structure on the weekly. We go to the daily, we're also bullish. We have been for quite a while. Our high over here, low, we have not got a candle close below that area. You can see yesterday we also kind of closed above a resistance level, a daily resistance level. We got a nice strong bullish candle close, and that was kind of out of this overall range over here. So need to be wary of that. Then we are bullish on the 4 hour as well now. We have been for a while. This was our high, low, which created it. So only under this point where we're going to flip bearish. And obviously this was all against the trend. This was all micro trending bearish. So obviously there were sell opportunities in here, but it was not with the overall trend. And then yesterday, obviously with the strong push, the 1 hour is bullish. I'll be looking for basically trades above this level over here. And for anyone wanting to take sells, I won't be looking for sells, but this is basically the level you're going to be looking at for sells under this 1803 level if you get the candle confirmations. But I think buys could come quite easily above this 1807 level. If we get a nice strong candle close above that level, I think it could play out really nicely. You can see we got the clean candles to the left. Obviously we got some rejection wicks over here, but what we're expecting is if we get a candle close above this level, it would be our highest closing candle outside of the range, and then for the volume to push us through to this 1814 level. Not saying we're going to do that all in one push, but if we get the candle close above this level, it's an indicator that the bullish continuation will play out. What's up, bro? Look at NAS. I'll check out NAS for you. Just get a chart open. Did briefly look at it yesterday. Check it out. Consolidating at the moment on the 30 minutes. Can do a full breakdown as well on NAS, guys. Bullish on the weekly. This was our high on the daily, created by this. So this becomes our low, created by this. So bearish technically by pure technicals on the daily. But you can see how the last few dailies have gone. We respected a previous daily support level. You can see that, and we respected the low of the previous daily candle. So buys yesterday at the break of yesterday's daily high up till this resistance level made a lot of sense. We had the clean daily candles to the left as well. And all those candle confirmations of respecting the low, respecting a previous support level, forming support at a previous level of support on the daily. That's very relevant to obviously, you know, mark out. Now we obviously have this resistance level on the 4 hour, which is just formed. And if you look to the left from there, you can see all these clean candles to the left. There's something wrong with my toolbar. It just doesn't select the tools. So we have all these clean candles to the left. So what you'd want to see is obviously a break of this 4 hour resistance level. We are also bullish on the 4 hour when it comes to structure. So you have that on your side, and then also all this clean traffic on the left on the 1 hour. So the more you drop down, the more you see the clean candles. So I would say buys on NAS are definitely, you know, probable. You have the structure on your side, you have the clean candles in those areas. What you need to be aware of is obviously the candle closes. You can't just take a buy as soon as you break this area. You need to see a candle close above that area, and then continuations bullish. So if I trade a Nasdaq, I'd be saying Nasdaq buys above 16,204, and Nasdaq sells, you know, risky sells below 16,178. That's what I would be kind of looking at, because if you can see for the sells here, you also have the clean candles to the left. So clean candles to the left, clean candles to the left. The buys, obviously you have more structure on your side, and if you're breaking the 4 hour resistance level, buys make a lot of sense. So I hope that helped out with NAS. Gold. Check gold on the weekly. Yeah, that's why I said if we break this weekly high, obviously is quite far away, but that's our 1814 level. We could be looking at possibly next week. Next week volume is going to be interesting because it's just after Christmas. There's a couple of bank holidays as well. We're going to have to be a bit wary about that. Tomorrow is a US bank holiday, remember guys? Look, if we look on Forex Factory, so we have a bank holiday in the US, meaning that all USD related pairs are going to have lower volume. That's how bank holidays work in general. So we shouldn't have as much volume tomorrow on gold. So if you're going to try get a move on gold, probably today is your day. I wouldn't try much tomorrow. Kind of just like a rule of mine that I don't trade pairs affected by bank holidays, because the volume is going to be low. You could be sitting in trades for quite a long time. This will be a really nice close on GJ as well, guys. I'm very interested in GJ if we close like this, wick down and continuation. A little bit concerned about the exhaustion, because we have made this strong bullish push as it is already. So often what we get after this is a little bit of exhaustion and then continuation. But with London Open coming up, if we get the volume, the exhaustion might not be there. So yeah, gold on the weekly looks really good to continue bullish. Obviously you just got to be wary about the bank holiday tomorrow. That's all. And if you're looking at candle confirmations on gold, guys, what you kind of want to be looking for is 1 hour candle closes. It just provides a lot more clarity than a 30-minute candle close. And because of the way gold moves, if you want to play it safe on gold, rather wait for those 1 hour candle closes. I'll look at gold sell around 1814. The gold sell at that level. I suppose it is a level of resistance, but we're in such a strong bullish market, I wouldn't be looking for sells at all, to be honest with you. I understand that it is obviously a rejection wick area. It's a 1 hour resistance level, but that's just not how I trade. I prefer to see candle confirmations and then I'll be looking for sells, or even, you know, at least market structure to be in my favor to be looking for sells. But this is a 4v0 buyers market. What that means is that overall the buyers are in charge of this market. Now, if the buyers are in charge of the market, I don't know why I'd be looking for sells. If what starts happening is we get up to this level, kind of like this, and then we get to this level and then break below a structural level, then sells are more likely, because then you'll have at least one time frame on your side indicating that the sellers are in charge. I'm not selling gold after what happened yesterday. Yeah, you just don't want to trade against the trend. Not that you were trading against the trend yesterday, Zim. So it was more so just you got caught out in a unfortunate move. You got caught out in this buy over here, which, like you said, at the end of the day, it did work out because you took the entry here, I'm assuming. And look where price ended up. Obviously, it's just your entry was obviously not... It just wasn't valid. I'm assuming, I wasn't watching the chart at the time, but I'm assuming that this candle over here didn't wick down first. It may have just broken the high and then continued this candle. What your next idea would have been is, okay, how can I manage risk? So you would have obviously had your stop loss placed below the low here, and then you would have managed risk along the way down. And then your next thought after that is, how can I give my trader a second chance? So you would see, obviously we got the candle close above this resistance level, and then the next candle broke it. So that would be where your second chance would come along. If a trade idea doesn't work out and you manage your risk correctly, it does give yourself the opportunity to give the trade a second chance. If you see it then start working out again. Just waiting on GJ, guys. We have about 5 minutes left till the candle close and London open. So let's see what we get. Nasdaq, for anyone who was wanting to trade it, is more or less just consolidating. This is where you just don't want to be anywhere near taking a buy or sell on this pair. well not pair, this index. And all you want to do is wait for a candle close above or below this level. And remember, what you need to consider if you're counter trend trading is even if you get a candle close below this level, what you can do is get something like this where you start moving down and get that fake out and then continue with the overall structure. That's why structure is so important. Make it a close back in the range on GJ. Got another chart in Telegram, did we? I think you already sent this through Seams unless you've changed it up a little bit. Yeah, I'm only looking for buys on GG, guys. Only buys. And if what that means is sells start playing out, then, you know, so be it. I'll miss out on the moves, but I will be able to get the buys back up to the top eventually. I think you're sending the wrong chart if you're showing how the buys played out. Because this is just your analysis chart you sent it earlier. Unless I'm not clicking on the right thing. Okay, this on US 100. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you guys, the US 100 trades yesterday, so the Nasdaq buys were, you can see how easy this was. You had the clean candles to the left. You had a 2v2 bias, meaning buys or sells could both play out. You had this consolidation again. You had the fake out to the bottom side, and then you came back into the range and then continuation bullish. So that's why I'm saying don't get caught by candle close below this level and then that bullish continuation. You need to be wary of that because now you're trading with an overall trend of bullish rather than a 2v2. But yeah, if you took these Nasdaq buys, well done. Probably still going to be continuing bullish for the rest of the day. So yeah, nice chart, nice chart. Said the wrong one, I thought so. One minute till candle close and London open. This is a beautiful candle close if we get it like that. Then what I'll be looking for, guys, similar to yesterday's trade, basically a wick down and then a break of this candle high, and my position's going to be taken at the break of the candle high, so above there. I'll be looking to take buys up to this 153 level. So hopefully we don't get that huge push now and then miss the move. But yeah, this candle close is basically telling us that okay, we're not respecting any of the previous resistance levels in this area, including this one over here. And then that with the clean candles to the left, there's a good chance of the bullish continuation. If we look at the daily, we're also basically out of this area which we had on the daily where we had a lot of issues. We were consolidating on the daily for basically 2 weeks. You know, just not great daily price action. So yeah, let's hope that we get the candle formations we're looking for, 35 seconds. And I think we should have ourselves a nice buy if we get the... We just want to see the candle formations that we want to see, guys. Simple as that. Also, obviously, want to see this close with the top wick, because when you close without a top wick, it basically shows that we have no range. And then 90% of the time, the next candle will, you know, reverse. But yeah, this is a really nice candle close. I don't want to see this breaking the high in the first minute. If it does, often that's an indicator that, you know, it'll come back down and then create its bottom wick and then continue. So I kind of want to see it wick down first and then continue. It may just go, and in that case you take the risk and you have to put your stop loss at basically a non-technical level. Good morning, Sharif, how are you doing? So yeah, at this moment just waiting for a candle close. I mean, not a candle close, a candle wick down, and then a candle breaking the high of this candle. We need to see that bottom wick, because what the bottom wick does is it provides us with basically a minor time frame retest, a low time frame retest, and also a stop loss. At the moment, the technical point for our stop loss is under this 30-minute candle, guys. And if we work that out, that is 24 pips. Now, I don't know if you guys like 24 pips stop losses, but it's not great. The only other thing I can think of is maybe on the 15. And that's what I may base it on, is putting my stop loss under the 15 minute, the previous 15-minute candle. Just not getting this bottom wick, which is a slight issue. But I have set a buy stop. So let's see what we can get out of this. Like I said, not really a technical level for the stop loss, guys, which I don't like at all, but we are moving nicely. Currently up about 5 pips. Obviously, I'm still a little bit concerned about the wick down, because I always talk about this, guys. Is 90% of the candles that you see here have a top and a bottom wick. So if we haven't created that bottom wick, there's a chance that we are going to come down and create that bottom wick. So if we're in a trade without a bottom wick being formed and we're in a buy, let's say, we obviously have to keep that in the back of our mind that, okay, the bottom wick could come and form at some point, and in that case, you got to be prepared for that. That's why, at the moment, the technical level for the stop loss is under the previous 15-minute candle, because there's no stop loss or valid stop loss under this current 30-minute candle, the London open candle. You can't really have your stop loss placed right here, because there's a good chance that we are going to come and create a bottom wick. But if we start breaking previous 15-minute candle lows, there's a good chance that we could just come straight back into this range. And in that case, you just got to be managing the trade. So we had that nice initial push, but now it's kind of just stalling. Could be starting that little push down for the bottom wick. Obviously we have to be wary of areas to the left on the 30 minutes. It was all clean candles, so interesting setup we have here. Position was just taken just above here. About 776. So yeah, was about 7 pips up. Probably secure at 10 just because of the lack of that lack of that bottom wick, guys. I'm still a bit concerned about that. So let's see what we can get out of this. Can almost say that this was a retest of the zone done on the 15-minute, and in that case we don't really need to retest it then on this new 30-minute candle. I still like to see a bottom wick form on a candle before I take a buy, but was kind of just expecting volume to push us through. which seems to be lacking a little bit now. New 5-minute candle. Is anyone else in this trade in the chat? If you are, just remember to manage, please. Please guys as well, remember to leave a like on the stream if you have not already. Troy's in, Zeems is in. Troy took 4 lot. Just make sure you manage that. Areas I'll be looking to respect. Let me just reload this. No trading today for Sharif. No stress, no stress. I'll obviously be wary if we break this 5-minute low over here. I don't think I'll close half at that point just because it is, you know, it's not very far down. But it is a level that if we do start breaking that significantly, I'll definitely be thinking about closing half of my position, if not more. I just kind of want to see this break the high of the previous 5-minute candle. Gold's still ranging, so we don't really have to worry about gold. Not really liking how this 5-minute candle is forming at the moment. Like I said guys, high risk because of how there's no bottom wick on this 30-minute. We kind of should have had our push already. Went up to about 7 pips and now we're coming down. So what we could be doing is coming to create this bottom wick and then continuing bullish. So what you could see is basically a retest of this zone on the 5 minutes. That would look like the bottom wick on the 30 minutes. And then for the next 5 minutes to continue on pushing bullish. That's what I'm hoping for at the moment. Roughly at about break even now. So this 5 minutes isn't exactly doing any of us any favors. I think we need the proper music for this one. If I can find it quickly. Stack still ranging. Okay, GJ, we are coming down to break the previous 5 minutes. Low. Long EU. For anyone who is considering taking Astro Creeps long advice over there, just beware. He said we should short GJ about 2 days ago and we've moved 200 pips in the opposite direction. So just be a little bit wary of that advice. Good morning, Astro Creep. Could be coming to create the bottom wick? Yeah, we could be, but I don't know. We just seem to be lacking that push, that volume, which we normally get during London. Understandable though. Understandable. As long as we know how to manage this, guys, we are fine. It would be kind of nice to see a 5-minute retest of this zone over here, because that would give us our bottom wick, and then we continue bullish. Otherwise, if we form some 5-minute support kind of at these levels and then start moving up a little bit, that would also make a lot of sense. We just want to see some other 5-minute support or 5-minute retest of this previous resistance and turn it into support. Then we know that, okay, then we've had that retest. There's a good chance of the bullish continuation. Because structure is definitely on our side. We had the correct candle close as well. We also had nice 1 hour candle close. Problem is we don't have a wick on any of the time frames to the bottom because it's a fresh candle. So if we can get that bottom wick and then continue the push, that'll make a lot more sense. Forming support here would, yeah, essentially be a retest of this whole zone. But again, the bottom wick is not ideal. Five minutes doing quite nicely. Also, guys, on gold, only looking for buys today above this 1807, 78 level. Basically want to get it up to about 1814. Tomorrow we have a bank holiday on gold, so please do be aware of that. Or bank holiday in the US, so it's going to affect any US dollar related pair, so be careful of that. I would not suggest trading gold tomorrow or trading any US dollar related pair. Yeah, it would not be great if we now come down and break some 5-minute candle lows after making that little push either, which is looking possible. If we can form some strong 5-minute support, obviously that would be a lot better than if we form like a weak 5-minute candle and then the next 5-minute candle breaks that, or if we form another bearish 5-minute candle, because then basically we're respecting 5-minute candle highs but not respecting 5-minute candle lows, and what that can indicate is obviously that the bearish pressure is greater at the time than the bullish pressure. Obviously we want to see, if we had this bottom wick at the moment, guys, I wouldn't be worried at all, but we don't have that. So as long as we're willing to cut our losses short if things start going wrong. So obviously we want to be managing risk. Probably I would say somewhere in around this area over here. Again, it's very tough to close half at this area because it's only about 2-3 pips away. Otherwise we should be respecting this previous level of 5-minute resistance and turn it into support if we do want to continue bullish. Minute 20 for this 5-minute candle to close. So yeah, let's see. Are getting a decently nice push now. If we can break the previous 5-minute candle high and close above this 5-minute resistance level, that will also be, you know, fantastic. After I've said that, it's probably not going to happen though. Yeah, we don't want that weak bullish 5-minute candle. Yeah, it's doing its own thing. Had a similar situation on the London Open yesterday, guys. Although we did get that bottom wick, it stalled a little bit. You know, it came back down towards some 5-minute lows, broke some 5-minute lows, and then we had that eventual push. So sometimes the volume does come 15 minutes after London Open, sometimes the next candle, so not the London Open candle, but the following candle. So these are things we do have to obviously look at. The This 50-minute candle has just closed. It's closed quite nicely. So now at this point, if we break this 50-minute low, I will close half of my position. We should not break 50-minute candles lows if we want to continue bullish. So this has given us an area to close half of our position. Our stop loss, remember, is still placed under the previous 15-minute candle low. The two 50-minute candle lows go. But I like how this 15-minute candle is closed because it has closed strong bullish and it's closed above this wick over here. So if it had closed within this wick, we probably would have seen a few more issues. But yeah, let's see how the 30-minute candle closes. Also formed that 5-minute support, which is nice. So now we basically want to be breaking these 5-minute highs, and then we should be good to go. Just mark out some areas of these are areas I generally look at securing profits, guys. 10 pips, 15 pips, 20 pips, around there. You know, yeah, I've gone on about it quite a lot before, just the importance of securing profits, because obviously without securing profits, you can't become a profitable trader. Don't like how we're rejecting this 5-minute level, which is the current 30-minute candle high. So we kind of want to break that, and then I think we're pretty good to go. Quite a lot of importance on how this 5-minute candle closes. We don't want to see it breaking this 5-minute candle low at all. So yeah, what we're seeing now is not great, but just gotta wait. Again, we still haven't been really given our bottom wick, so still waiting on that. Troy and Zeems, what were your guys' entries? Were they pretty good or quite high up? Because I think I got an optimal entries, more or less at the break of the wick. Six, 9, 7. 152, 6, 9, 7. If you're in at 6, 9, 7, you're up pretty nicely. Oh, you took impulse, nice. Mine was good, just spread, yeah. Seems you need to get on that raw spread account or the pro account. Guys, for those of you who don't know what the difference between like your standard account or just your regular account compared to like a raw spread or a pro account, it's called different things on different brokers, but basically you pay a commission on a raw spread or pro account, which gives you better prices. So basically what the commission does, why you're paying commission per trade, is it gives you better prices and less spread. So when you enter a trade, let's say at 1, it doesn't put you in at 1.5. It puts you in 1.1, around there. So you basically pay for the better entries or better prices. If you go with the standard account or a normal account, what's going to end up happening is you're not going to pay a commission per trade. And remember guys, commission is based on your lot size. So don't think that because you're paying commission, it's going to chew into your profits, because it's all based on your lots. And yeah, you're going to get worse spreads with a normal account. And, you know, you could get put in, or expecting it to get put in at, let's say, 152,780, and you get put in at 152,813. Good morning, Glenn. How are you doing? Just messing around here on GJ. Not liking it at all. $30-minute obviously still looks good, guys, but we don't have the bottom wick, so if this 30-minute candle flips bearish, there's nothing really saying that we're not gonna just come back into this range and then continue to the bottom of the range, like a little fake out, and then later on get our bullish push, because I still believe later on there's a good chance that we continue this bullish momentum. We've broken the 1 hour high, I suppose, so we're out of basically this daily issue, because on the daily we were stuck in this daily range for quite a while, so we're out of that at the moment, which is, you know, at least something positive. Kind of need to break this 15-minute high. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Congratulations to anyone who took the trade. Same situation as yesterday. I would be moving anyone who has anyone's stop loss should be at break even now. So at entry. Yeah. Geez, like beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Well done anyone who was in the trade. Again, if you want to see the trade idea, what the trade idea was based on, please go back in the stream. You'll see it. Everything was explained. Of course, there was a concern about no bottom wick, but we had the previous 15-minute candle to base our stop loss on. So it wasn't like our stop loss was like 20 pips or anything like that. Yeah, amazing. Absolutely amazing. And they said the volume was dead. Well, even I said the volume was dead. Great work by that 5-minute candle. So yeah, well done guys for anyone who did take the trade. I secured my profits more or less at about 152.929. I secured about 80-90%. I have a run in at the moment. I'm obviously wanting to see 153 flat by the end of the day. I don't know if my runner position will get up there. I feel like we are still going to retest this zone one way or another. But yeah, like I said, that's the importance of securing the profit. So if you secure your profits, if your runner does get stopped out of break even, it's such a small amount or such a small percentage, it actually doesn't matter. So yeah, really, really happy. Close 75% there at 955. Well done, RTXC Racing. Great job in securing profits. Mr. RTXC. Troy, I was just about to say have faith, bro. Yep, had some faith. Again, guys, overall market structure, bullish, in a very strong buyer's market. So, yeah, couldn't really be much happier with that situation. Can take this way now. And believe it or not, I still have a position in, which is currently up over 200 pips from 3 days ago London. It was 2 or 3 days ago London open. The members, you guys will know about that. I think it was over here. 21st of December, I took an entry at 3:05. I posted it on the Telegram. Get 153 sooner than you think? Yeah, it seems like it. So yeah, guys, please do remember to leave a like on the stream. I think that trade must deserve a like. Getting really nice push. Probably going to secure some more profits. I have a 2 lot left in. So yeah, significant. Secured about another 1.8 lots, have a 0.2 lot runner left in. Yeah, really, really nice. Like I said, took a 15 lot. Entry was at 152.776. So down here, break of the high. And yeah, great trade. No drawdown, which is something you don't, well, very, very little drawdown. Maybe 3 minutes, 3-4 minutes. What a trade, yeah, what a trade. Wouldn't be surprised if we do see this 153 level pretty soon. Very similar to yesterday's London Open, guys. We had that close above the level. Let me just find yesterday's London Open. You can see here, we had this resistance level marked out. It was a little bit higher. We had the close above that level, retest of that level, break of the previous candle high, bullish continuation. The only difference between yesterday and today was obviously we had that nice bottom wick, which gave us a little bit more confidence and, you know, a little bit more ease. But today, I mean, really happy with how it worked out. Morning, Luke, how you doing? I am doing great, thank you. Nice to see you again. Past few days have been really good. Streams have been, you know, really good streams. Took two nice trades 2 days in a row, so yeah, very happy. How are you doing, by the way, Luke? How's holiday treating you? Gold, we are also coming up a little bit on gold, guys. Remember, we want to get that candle close above this level. So even if it's not all the way above the top for the wicks, if we get a candle close at this mid level here, what it indicates is that that is our highest closing candle, the highest closing candle body, anywhere above this level. And what that indicates to us is that, okay, we're not respecting the resistance level. If we obviously get that push down and then continuation and break of the previous 30-minute high, the one that closed above the resistance level, there's a very good chance that we can have that bullish continuation. Obviously, what makes it a little bit more, you know, easy to take is a clean candle to the left. I've been in since 152, 450. Well done, Jasmine Jackson. 152, 450. Very, very nice. Good, thanks. Still on holiday. We'll be back next week. Nice. Enjoy your holiday. Cheers, Luke. Have a good rest of your day. So like I always talk about, guys, if you do end up missing these sorts of trades and you don't manage to actually catch the impulse, or even just something like this, which is basically a type B for any of the members, you'll have this strong move. And now what a lot of people will be thinking is, okay, I've missed out on the move, or maybe I can get in now, you know, there's a little bit of clean traffic left to the left. I can ride it up a little bit higher, and then what ends up happening is we get the pullback, and you've taken entries up at these levels, and you start pulling back to previous levels of resistance, maybe this level over here, or previous levels of support, you know, which would be this level over here. My favorite type of trade entry, or one of my favorite types of trade entries, is after we get these big moves, once we retrace to a previous level of support or resistance, because now we're obviously in that uptrending market. We're in the bullish market. So what we're expecting is to create a high and basically retest the high. So what I want to see us do is come down to a previous level of resistance or support. It doesn't really matter as long as I see after we come down to those levels us rejecting it and forming some support, and then basically the buys back up to the highs. Because whenever you create a high or a low, there's 90% chance you are going to retest that high or low one way or another. Now that doesn't mean you can always get a entry to take those retests, because sometimes they're very hard to find and it doesn't really give you an entry option. But sometimes you do see the perfect entry point, and basically what it will look like is a bearish pullback, some support to form, so a 30-minute bullish candle respecting the low of the previous 30-minute bearish candle, and then break of the bullish candle high. So within that support level you'll have some minor resistance, so some 5-minute, 15-minute resistance, and then once you break through that resistance you can buy it back up to the top. Probably my favorite, I think one of the safest trading options, because you're buying at such a good price. Instead of buying even where we were buying today, you're still technically buying at quite a high price, whereas if you wait for it to come back and then buy it back up, you're buying it from even lower price in this. And what you need to obviously look for in that is seeing the candle setups. Candle formations, like I always say, guys, super important. And very important to keep that in mind. So we did get a candle close obviously above the previous bodies on gold, but I don't think it's really a strong enough candle close at the moment. I'd rather wait for something a little bit higher. This is a new 30-minute candle, so maybe if we get a candle close in this region, it'll be a lot better. If you guys have any more pairs you want me to check out or anything like that, I will do. I don't know if I'll be trading New York today, guys. Obviously after taking that one, I've also had quite a lot of stuff to do for Christmas and all that, so may have quite a busy afternoon. But we'll definitely be keeping a lookout. And also, guys, if you're on part of the Telegram, free Telegram in the description, free Instagram in the description to follow. Please follow that stuff. A lot of stuff gets posted in there. Some post-trade analysis. The Telegram's growing really nicely. Nice to see, you know, a little bit more activity on there as well. So yeah. Got back in for the morning, back to bed till NY. Have a great Christmas, everyone. Yeah, cheers, Troy. Have a great Christmas to you as well. I may be streaming tomorrow. I'm just gonna see how things go. May just be, it's Christmas Eve, so may just be spending it with the family. But yeah, have a great Christmas if I don't stream tomorrow, and I will see you fresh for the new year. And yeah, well done on the trades you've taken over the past few days. Really, really good. Yeah, so GJ guys, not really going to be much to do from this point onwards. We are coming up to a pretty strong resistance level on the 1 hour. I mean, on the 30 minute, not the 1 hour. But once we break above this level, as you can see, we have plenty more clean candles to the left. Been a good few days. Great job yourself. Thanks so much, bro. Thank you, mate. Yeah, so if anyone is looking for obviously the buy continuations above this level, looks really, really good. We got the clean candles to the left with market structure. Obviously what I'll be looking for first is some exhaustion, and then we can maybe see that continuation. Because this obviously is a strong level, it's a 30-minute resistance level. So please be aware of that. Morning, Pablo. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Took a nice trade on GJ this morning. Easy buys. Easy buys. Just no bottom wick. Good to hear, good to hear. You can see here, guys, on Nasdaq, obviously getting possibly get this 1 hour candle close below this level, indicating we could test the previous support level below our marked out support. Counter trend trade, so anyone looking at trading Nasdaq, rather wait for this candle to close, the next candle to wick up, and then continue bearish. So please be aware of that. So yeah, just want to pull back on GJ, guys. Then we can start thinking about buying ourselves back up to the top. Did already take a trade today, so if anyone has taken a trade today and took a winning trade, maybe for your next trade, lower your risk, so lower your lot size. Take a trade which you see as a very high probability trade rather than a high risk trade. Because honestly, you don't want to be giving back to the markets. You've just taken some profits from the market. You don't want to be giving back to the markets. Gold trying to push up. Nasdaq 30-minute entry. I think it's too counter trend for my liking. I mean, it could, but like I said, I haven't traded Nasdaq for a very long time. I'd rather wait for 1 hour close. I think it's very bullish market structure. Gold also trying to creep its way up. Again, guys, looking for potential buys above this level. Above 1807.78. What I'll need to see for that is obviously a candle close above this 1807.78 level. Next candle to wick down, something like this, and then that continuation. The gold wicks, yep, obviously a bit wary about them, but what I want to see is a, if we get that, again, the higher candle close, it's indicating that we're not respecting the resistance, and then if it's in a time of high volume, so let's say we get it during New York or pre-New York, we still got a little bit of London volume at the moment, we should just see us break through these wicks. But again, like I said, if you want to play it more safe, what you can do is obviously mark the top of the wicks, and then that way you know if you get a close above there. Again, yeah, I suppose these wicks as well, Zeems. You are right. It is a strong level. We've rejected here a few times, which is why we're having problems in this area. But I'd still be looking for a possible continuation. That's why I kind of want to see a higher candle close above this level over here, 1807. So let's see what we managed to get. Plus very bullish market structure, exactly. So you just start adding up the confluences. You have the clean candles. Obviously, there's rejection wicks. You have the bullish market structure. Then if you get the candle confirmation, so if you know how to read those candles, how to understand what a candle's telling you, it makes a lot more sense, right? So you take into consideration everything, and that's honestly how you're going to gain confidence to take trade setups and all that sort of stuff. Really nice trade taken on GJ this morning. I think we were about plus 15 pips. Trade 1. GJ buys. Plus, I'd say about plus 15 pips around there. That's where I secured my first position at. Stop losses at break even, guys. So for anyone wondering why you move your stop loss to break even, so if you've secured some profits along the way and our price comes back down towards your stop loss or your entry level and your stop loss hasn't been moved to break even, you then put on the line some of the profits which you've taken. So if you've made 1,000 and then you have a little runner left in, why would you want to allow that runner to then eat into your profits? So let's say take 200, 300 away from those profits, and then you're left with 700. So rather put that stop loss at break even. 90% of the time your runner does get stopped out. It's just, it is how it is. But because then eventually that will be the retest, and then you'll get that continuation. But on the odd occasion, you will get that runner which goes. I have a runner currently in from GJ, which is up over 200 pips. It's a very small position, but it's up over 200 pips. My entry was at, it was 2 streams ago, maybe 3 streams ago, at 305. Down here. It was at London Open. I think it was around here. 153.05. So you'll 10% of the time get a runner which is actually going to be significant and make you a lot of money. Otherwise, the runner just normally does get stopped out. But again, if your stop loss at break even, you're not risking anything. So it's fine if it does get stopped out. Still looking for this close on gold. Probably have about 15 minutes left, guys, and then I'm going to be calling it. Then it's going to be about 11 o'clock my time. Quite a lot to get done today, so need to pop out. I don't know if I will be trading New York, but possibly. Took a nice trade this morning. If you haven't, please remember to subscribe, like, all of that sort of stuff. So again, guys, if we do come down to this area and runner gets stopped out, is what it is. Secured profits twice. So my original position was a 15 lot, secured 13 lots, and then secured 1.8 lots. I have a 0.2 lot running as a runner. So if that gets stopped out, it really is quite insignificant and doesn't really affect me if I didn't take the profits of a 0.2 position runner. Very important to remember the market structure as well, guys. In the last 2 streams, I think 2 streams ago, maybe yesterday, there was a lot about market structure. I think 2 streams ago. Full breakdown of market structure. Some of the stuff that even comes in the course. All there for free. So if you want to watch or get a bit more familiar with market structure and understand the importance of it, it is 2 streams ago. If you watch some of that stream, you will find it. There's a lot there. And just by being on the right side of the market, guys, we always know this, or we always talk about this, that you're just not going to be taking counter trend trades. And counter trend trades are obviously high risk trades, and when we trade, we don't want to risk a lot of money. Or not risk a lot of money, but we don't want to take stupid risk. So do take that into consideration. Kind of already had our move, guys, so if we do get something, it's going to be during New York. I don't think much is going to happen in between London and New York now. Maybe a little bit pre-New York. Anyone who wants to trade tomorrow, be aware of the bank holiday. There's quite a lot to take into consideration when there's a bank holiday in the US, because obviously any USD related pair is not going to have the volume which it usually has. So remember that. You can see that here. This is tomorrow, 24th of December. It's also Christmas Eve. So I think there's going to be quite a little bit less volume. And with today, there's not going to be too much more. Obviously, we have this USD news a bit later today. So this could move gold a little bit if you are interested in trading fundamentals and trading gold. Then we got the medium impact news coming in later. So just be aware of, obviously, if you guys do want to check out news, go to Forex Factory. These numbers are often wrong, so do be aware of that. But understanding previous numbers, which are the actual numbers, and if you go look back on the charts at these dates and the times when this stuff used to come out, or did come out in the past, then you can get a gauge of how these sorts of news events affect price. That's if you are looking at becoming a more fundamental trader or getting a better understanding of your fundamentals. And like I always say, guys, I don't think it's best to either just be a technical or just be a fundamental trader. I think you kind of need to have a gauge and understanding of all of it, and that's going to put you in the best possible position to, get involved in the Forex markets. Because if you have a base understanding of fundamentals but are amazing at technicals, it's going to help a lot. If you're the best technical trader but have no understanding of fundamentals, you're going to be taking positions in times when fundamentals could possibly be affecting the markets, and you're going to be sitting there thinking, well, how did that go wrong? My technical analysis was spot on. And it's simply going to be because a fundamental news event came in and just ruined everything. Probably about 5-10 minutes left, guys. Any more questions? So these potential buys are over. A retest of the zone obviously would then lead to us possibly retesting the highs, guys, as well as a retest of this possible support level, and then a retest of the highs from that support level. That's how I look at retests. Either you come down to a previous level of resistance, turn that into support, or come down to a previous level of support, respect that support, maintain the overall bullish market structure, and then continue up. Because if you are maintaining your market structure, it means you're going to continue in that direction no matter how far you pull back. So our market structure, as you can see here, this is our new high. Let me just move that. This is our new high over here. So we will flip bearish under this point. So if we come down to this point, don't get the close below that point, and respect it. So basically start playing around in this zone. We will eventually make our way back up because we've maintained that overall bullish market structure. Thank you for the education. No problem, Stanley. I hope that it does help out. And again, in a lot of the previous streams, there's been a lot, like this week, there's been a lot of education, guys. So if you are interested, obviously go look back at those streams. Good market structure stuff there. A few other things. So yesterday was a good one about risk management, how to approach risk management. So yeah, just a few things. But I do appreciate that, Stanley. Thank you. Gold, you don't want to get involved in while it's consolidating. So that's why you want to see the clear break out of this area. There's no point in trying to trade gold in a consolidation because it is just going to shred into any profits you've had during the week or the month, especially the way it moves. You know, we all know gold to be pretty lethal, so be aware of that. GJ, I do definitely expect to see at least 153.077 by the end of today. I definitely think if we break through that level, the 4 hour looks really good. You can see we broke above this 4 hour resistance level. What we can maybe look for in the 4 hour then is once we close above this level, is a retest of it and then continuation. We have this huge amount of clean traffic to the left over here, and we have this resistance level which we can come up to later on. Because remember guys, if we break above and close above resistance and then retest that resistance zone, there's a good chance that we will then go back to the resistance level, the previous resistance level above our current resistance level. So if our current resistance level is over here and the previous resistance level above that is over here, then we should retest this. So we need to see that candle close, so either on the 4 hour, or if you want to get the earlier entries, you obviously drop down to the lower time frame. So that's where you look at the 1 hour and the 30 minute for your entry levels and those candle confirmations. And then for the rest, basically for the rest of the year, guys, I think either tomorrow will be my last stream or this could be the last stream. And then obviously during the Christmas period, I won't be streaming, so I'll just be with the members for that. So it's going to be basically the 24th or 25th until the 2nd of January. On the 2nd of January, we will be back, obviously not on New Year's Day, but on the 2nd, that's when the streams will continue. And from next year onwards, guys, the London streams are going to be a regular, so it's going to be every single day London streams. New York streams are obviously at the moment only for the members. A lot of them have been away at the moment, so there haven't really been many members New York streams or New York Zoom calls, but I think on the odd occasion next year I will be doing the YouTube New York streams as well, just to try and push out as much content as possible and, you know, be able to help you guys out, educate you guys, for those who are interested, of course. But other than that, yeah, guys, I think that this is probably going to be the last stream until the 2nd of January next year, or tomorrow will be the last stream until the 2nd of January next year. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. I don't see much trading opportunity in between Christmas and New Year's, and obviously the 1st of next year is not going to be very, you know, not many people are going to be wanting to trade on the 1st, especially after a big New Year's. So, yeah. So if you haven't, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the post notifications. I will still be posting some, you know, breakdown videos and maybe some more free educational stuff on the YouTube channel, more in video format than live streaming, just to kind of keep up with the content. So yeah, hopefully you guys will be able to find that beneficial as well. If you guys obviously want to see, I mean, the beginning of trading, you need to know how to, if you want to trade this style, you need to know how to mark out your zones. Obviously I can't make videos on that stuff for the YouTube because people do pay money for that with the course and that sort of stuff. So what I would suggest for the markout zones, if you are interested in seeing how to mark out zones correctly, is watch the beginnings of the streams, because that's when I do the zonal marking out, and then see what you can pick up on that. And then, yeah. The structure I talk about all the time. 2 days ago, there was a lot of structural information on that stream. So if you are interested again in that, go watch that back. They will all stay up and public, all the past live streams. And for Seems, I know you were looking at NASDAQ, exactly why you don't take the impulse in an uptrending market and you wait for candle closes. Straight back in the range. So on Nasdaq, what you want to be waiting for is a candle close outside of basically the 16204 area, or you want to wait for a candle close below this level. But you need to remember that this is counter trend trading if you're going to be taking sells, whereas this is with the trend, guys, if you're going to be taking the buys. Looks really good on the 4 hour as well if you take into consideration the 4 hour resistance which was formed. GJ is pushing up nicely, created that bottom wick, could continue bullish. Again, guys, if we do get the candle close above this 153.077 area, it obviously can then be an indication that we're going to continue. We do have all the clean range in the world here on the left. But you need to also take into consideration exhaustion. We've seen it before where we make such a strong push, we have some exhaustion, come down to a previous level of support and resistance, and then we can continue up and create those new highs. So maybe wait for that. Good morning, Wayne. How are you doing? Miss GJ. There will be plenty more moves, don't worry. But yeah, it was really, really clean move. Took it on stream if you want to go back and check it out. Check where the entries were. Basically above this candle which closed above our resistance level, indicating that we're going to continue that bullish momentum. We also had the 4v0 market structure, so yeah, it just made a lot of sense. Lots of confluences, lots of confirmations. I'm very happy with it. So yeah, if anyone is going to trade gold today, probably only look for buys. Don't get tempted into taking sells until you see some structural flip. Unfortunately, for anyone looking for sells, the structural flip is not going to come anytime soon. This is where your high is. Obviously, you look for the area which created the high, which is a 2 candle pullback. That's one candle. Well, as you can see, 1 and 1. It's not 2 in a row because you need to find the 2 in a row. And then here you can see we have 2 in a row right over here. So you take the low, and then we will only be bearish under this area over here. So basically any move that we have down here is all counter trend. At the moment we are 4v0 in market structure. So don't get enticed into that. Normally hold past US Open, stop loss plus 30 pips. I still have I have a tiny position in, or are you talking about GJ? I'm not too sure. Or gold. I hold positions to technical levels. When I'm looking at a possible runner, what I'm looking at is, okay, on the higher time frames, what are the technical levels that we could reach if we're bullish in market structure? And then that's where I will hold till. I don't look at, you know, certain times or things like that. I look at technical levels. So let's say we took a buy at this level down here, and now we want to continue. My final TP, so not where my full position will be secured, my final TP where there will be a tiny position left, will probably be secured at this 4-hour resistance level. Because if we then go look at on the daily, this is probably going to be a little bit higher. It's going to be where daily resistance level is. And we know how strong the higher time frame resistances are. So that's what you got to take into consideration when holding positions. Again, what I think is going to happen on GJ, unless we do get this close above and continuation, what I'll be thinking could be a possibility is a rejection of this area, pull down, and then continuation bullish. So like a pullback, and then form some support, and then continuation. What sort of pips do you look at taking per trade? I always look at, for my first TP, in between 10 and 15 pips based on the range that we have. If it's a huge amount of range, so like today, secured my first position or first partials at 15 pips because we had a lot of range to trade into. Then from then on, it's going to be 20, 25, so on. Usually, I think though that 10 pips is a really good starting point for people who are looking to look for a pip amount to secure at. 10 pips is definitely enough. People who say, you know, 10 pips that's nothing, or 10 pips that's not enough, obviously have never tried that approach, or probably aren't profitable traders, to be honest with you. They're the ones looking for 50 to 100 pips per trade, and that's just unrealistic. So if you can consistently secure 10 pips per trade, you're going to be a very profitable trader regardless. So yeah, I'd say in between 10 and 15 for first position or first partials, based on trading range. You can see here we had a lot of trading range, so I obviously waited for 15, and then anything past here is going to be like 20, 25, and then the final TP. I have one at the moment on GJ that's 200 plus 200 pips, around there. I took an entry at 153.05 2 streams ago, London Open, so right about here. So this is still running, but it's a tiny position. So yeah, that one I actually did not set a final TP. I obviously only had my partial TPs. But for something like this, I'm probably going to try let it run if it doesn't stop me out at break even till these sort of daily levels, daily resistance levels. And at the moment, this is a 0.2 lot runner left in. The saying go, 10 pips a day keeps a 9 to 5 away. Exactly. If you can just get 10 pips a day, you'll be very, very happy. And for people who trade like very small lot sizes, and I've seen it very often, they'll say, you know, 10 pips on a small lot size isn't enough money, but eventually you'll be able to compound that account and build up your lot sizes. I mean, everyone has to start somewhere. And then when you do start hitting those 10 pips on your 1 lot, 2 lot, 10 lot, 15 lot, it's a substantial amount of money. And it will be enough. But if you can't do it on the small lots, there's nothing telling you you're going to be able to do it on the big lots. So if you can consistently hit 10 pips on the smaller lots, you can definitely do it with the bigger lots. And that's how you compound your accounts, obviously gain the experience, that sort of thing. So anyone who is basically basing their trades off monetary amounts, if there's one change I could advise you to do, it is base it off of amount of pips that you want to get. And I'm not talking about trying to get like 200, 300 pips. I'm talking a realistic amount of pips that you can get daily. So instead of looking at, okay, can I make, you know, $1,000 from this trade? You tell yourself, okay, can I make 10 pips out of this trade? Regardless of what the monetary amount 10 pips equals, you tell yourself that rather, can I make 10 pips out of this trade? And as soon as you start having that approach to trading, it's one of the most basic approaches. And once you start securing at 10 pips, once you start securing at 15 pips, you'll start realizing how quickly your account actually begins to compound and begins to grow. Yes, compound is just magic. I mean, so anyway, people are going to eventually be able to start, you know, using the bigger lot sizes, making good money out of trading, is by compounding your account from the beginning and then allowing yourself to move on, you know. A lot of people are basically trading they'll start with let's say a $1,000 account, and they want to make their $2,000 in the week so they can withdraw that next week and then go spend that money on something. Like, there's no logic behind any of that, with the most illogical thing being turning that 1,000 into 2,000 in a week. Use 0.01 lots per each $100. I mean, lot sizes are very easy to work out, you know. Whatever your lot size is, you times it by 10, and that's the dollar amount. So if you have a 1 lot, what you're risking is $10 per pip. That is more or less how it works. If you have a 0.1 lot, you're risking $1 per pip. Just times your lot size by 10. And that is the dollar amount per pip. Roughly. That's going to be the roughest value you can get. Of course, some people want to work it out scientifically, but again, you don't want to be looking at how much money you're making basically per pip. What you want to do is be aiming for is a pip percent or a pip amount. Another really great approach to trading, guys, is, I talk about this a lot, it's the percent approach. So if you make yourself 1% a day, and there's about, on average, 22 trading days a month, that's 22% on your account a month. And that's just off 1% a day. Now you get these crazy traders who have these crazy ideologies of, okay, let's try and make 10% every day or every 2 days, some people even more. And all they end up doing is losing money because they're too greedy. If you take the slow and steady approach, which is 1% a day, now if you tell someone you can make 1% a day, everyone's going to be saying that's nothing, you know. But if you times that by 22, and then you times that by 12 for the 12 months of the year, your account's going to be sitting pretty at the end of the year, or at the end of the month even. 22% on an account per month. And that's on your worst day, let's say. Let's say your worst day is 1%. There's nothing saying that, you know, you're not going to hit your lucky trade or your best trade of the week, and your run is going to actually pay off and do wonders, and you're going to hit that 3% for the day. Just slow and steady, guys. That's the only thing I can really say, that you're only going to be a profitable trader or a consistent trader if you have that slow and steady approach. No one can approach the markets and just believe that all of a sudden they're just going to, you know, make these incredible returns. That's not how it works, unfortunately. Looks like we're moving up a little bit on GJ now. Formed a resistance, which is pretty good if we're looking for those pullback buys. So if we're going to pull back a little bit and then buy it back up, otherwise what could happen is very similar to what happened during GJ yesterday, is we obviously had the strong move at London, had a little stall, and then just continued. We had a really bullish day yesterday. Nice, easy entries. Less is always more. Completely agree. That's why I also say 1 to 2 trades a day, or sometimes 3, you know, depending on how good your month's going or how big your losses were. If you manage to manage risk, you know, 3, there's nothing saying you can't take 3 trades a day, but I do believe firmly in choosing 1 to 2 pairs. I only trade GJ and gold, nothing more. And I never get tempted, no matter how good a setup, when analyzing other people's charts. You know, I never get tempted into taking those sorts of trades on other pairs because I know my pairs. And then, you know, 1 session a day is perfect. If you can choose a session which suits you best, so London session or New York session, and stick to that session, you'll also begin to understand how that session usually plays out. Rather than people who trade all 4 sessions or 3 sessions. I sometimes trade 2, but, you know, I have the experience to do so, and I have a really good understanding of how both sessions, you know, London and New York work. So yeah, certainly way less is more. Completely agree, 100%. Got about a minute left, guys. It's 10 past 11 my side, so I think I'm going to be heading off just now. I do appreciate, obviously, everyone for watching. I will ask if you guys one more time can leave a like on the stream, subscribe if you haven't already, join the Telegram if you haven't, follow the Instagram if you haven't. It's all in the description. This could be the last stream. I will let everyone know on the Telegram if this is going to be the last stream of the year. Otherwise, I'll be back on the 2nd of January. And if I'm not back tomorrow, I hope that all of you guys have an amazing, blessed Christmas. And yeah, just a good time with family, friends, all that sort of stuff, and an amazing new year as well. So yeah, thank you. Thanks everyone for watching the stream. I will see you guys either tomorrow or in the new year. But yeah, amazing month. Seems you're right. Was a nice month of trading. Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys. And I will check you guys either tomorrow or next year. I will let everyone know who is on the Telegram about that though. So yeah, thanks guys. Yeah, all the best to you too, Wayne. Cheers guys, have a blessed Christmas, and yeah, keep safe.